Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back on my channel. My name is Larissa and in today's video we're gonna talk about different ways to travel while you are studying or even working. Some of these methods I've tried myself and some of them I know from friends who have tried them, but what I can say is that they 100% work. Before I begin, let me stress out how important it is for people, especially when they're young, to travel, to get outside their comfort zones, to experience different cultures, to move to a different country or even a continent, to basically just take a chance, to go for it, to, why not, even start fresh. You're gonna be able to discover who you are, or at least who you aspire to be. So, in case you're already considering some of the methods that I'm gonna mention, stop doubting yourself and just do it. Just do it. First one on the list is studying abroad. This is the experience that I could best describe. 3.5 years ago, I moved from Romania to Amsterdam in order to study hospitality management, and hands down, it's been the best decision I ever took. At least the moving abroad part, not necessarily the university choice, but we'll talk about that in a different video. So, why should you go and study abroad? Well, there are of course so many reasons for this, but I limit my answers in this video to the traveling part. So how does studying abroad help you travel more? Well, I think it is quite obvious and straightforward, so I'm not gonna explain it for too long, but if you live in a country, it's easier for you to visit everything in that country, or other countries or cities that are closer to your place of residence. And what I mean easier is cheaper, it takes less time. So these are already like the most important things when you are thinking about traveling, right? Let me give you my example. I moved from Romania to Amsterdam. I was able to visit everything within the Netherlands almost for free because I would only take day trips. I wouldn't pay accommodation and transportation was free because I was a student. And then I went to visit Brussels, which was only 3 hours away from Amsterdam. And then I went to visit London, which was a half-an-hour flight from Amsterdam. So basically this is what I mean with more convenient travel opportunities. You can visit your country or the ones next to you, and it's faster, it's cheaper, so it's easier. Next on the list is to pick a college or university, whether it is in your country or not, that offers you the possibility to do an internship as a mandatory part of your studies. There are plenty of unis that do that. Again, I'll speak from my example. As I mentioned already, I study in Amsterdam. I'm studying business administration in the hospitality industry. And as part of my studies, my bachelor is in total 4 years, but 1 year out of those 4 is for 2 internships. One in the first year and then one in the last year. Speaking again about my experience, you probably think that I'm crazy and that I'm missing out on some great opportunities. And on a certain level, I do agree with that. I did my first internship in Barcelona and now I'm doing my second internship also in Barcelona. But that's only because I chose to do it this way, not because I had to. There were personal reasons behind all these choices. However, I do have colleagues from my school that have done their internships in Hong Kong, in South Africa, in Australia, in the States, in the Caribbean. You can basically go wherever. It's your choice. But I do want to mention that in my example, so in my school, we pay for it ourselves. The school doesn't pay it. We need to pay for our accommodation and we need to pay for our flight to get there, for our visa application if needed, of course. So the school doesn't support that. However, because we go on a working internship, we do get a salary or accommodation depending on the company that you will work for. I'm not gonna talk for too long about this because you get the idea. If you enroll in a university that offers internship opportunities, then of course you're gonna get a chance to travel more during your studies. Next on the list is the Erasmus Plus mobility. Maybe you've heard of this already. I have not participated in it myself, but my ex-boyfriend did and he actually went to Barcelona. So now you understand my first internship choice, but that's maybe a story for a different video. So how does this mobility work and who can participate? Well, there is a list, which I'm gonna link in the description box below, with all the countries that are partners in this program. Then you need to check at the university that you are enrolled in to see whether they are partners of Erasmus. If they are, you're gonna have to check to which other universities they are partners with. So this kind of narrows down the list of places that you can choose. Unfortunately, you cannot go anywhere you want, but you kind of have like 6, 7, maybe 8, 9, 10 possibilities depending on the university you are studying in, because different schools have different partners in completely different countries. So how does it work? You would go to the university, you would attend classes, take exams, everything with all the other people. So it's not like a special course only for these international students, it's with everyone. Instead of studying at your school, you go and study in a different country. But, very important, most of the times you kind of need to speak the language. So this is a downside, because if you would like, for example, to go to Spain, you would have to speak Spanish, or at least understand it. If you're lucky, there are some very international universities that do have programs in English, so then you could choose only those. But most of the times, in Europe at least, you kind of need to speak their language. One other thing that I wanted to mention, you do get paid by Erasmus to be part of this program. If you get accepted, you get approximately 500 euros per month, which should be enough, at least in Europe, to be able to pay for your accommodation. And then you would only need to pay the cost of living yourself. But to be honest, considering the amount of money you would spend at home in a month, that's kind of the same that you would spend if going on this program, so the costs are really minimum. Next up is the work and travel opportunity in the United States of America. In my opinion, this is such a cool opportunity for people who do not live in the States but want to experience it. So how does it work? You would basically work there for 3 months in the summer, and then you would have 1 or 2 months off to just travel around the States. So that's why it's called work and travel, because the idea is to work there and then spend the money you earned by traveling in the country. Some people choose not to travel and come straight home with the money that they saved and do stuff with that money at home. In my opinion, it's a waste of time if you're not gonna take on that advantage that you have and travel around, because if you are planning on going to the States just for traveling, it's gonna cost you so much. So since you're already there and you do kind of have accommodation arranged, it's just super easy to visit everything that you can. So all you need to do is to apply through some companies, and they organize everything for you. They even help with the visa application, they find you a job, they find you accommodation, so super easy. And in my opinion, it's such a great opportunity. I would have done it myself if I could, but unfortunately in my school we only had 2 months of a summer holiday, and for this you kind of need like 4 months off. Next up is travel and holiday in Australia or New Zealand. This kind of works on the same principle as the one in the States. You go there and work, and then you spend some months traveling, but there are some major differences. For example, if you want to apply to this one for Australia and New Zealand, you do not need to be enrolled in a university. Anyone who is between 18 and 30 can apply for this program. And another difference is that you do not work only for a few months. You can work for up to 1 full year in Australia. In New Zealand, I think you can even work for more than that. And then during your working time, during the time that you're working, so you get some holidays and you travel around the country. This is such a cool thing, but there is a big but. Not everyone, unfortunately, can participate in this. You need to have a certain passport. There are not many countries on the list that they accept. I'm gonna link that in the description box as well. For example, Romania, the country that I'm from, is not on the list, so I couldn't go. The moment they're gonna change this, hopefully before I'm 30, I'm definitely gonna go and experience the Australian life. This is something that I've wished for a long time, and I think this is such a cool opportunity. Next up is working on a cruise ship or as a flight attendant. This is again not related to studying. This is kind of obvious. I do not have any experience in this. I just wanted to put it on the list, maybe to give you some inspiration or some ideas. But you can imagine how great it is to work, and as part of your work to travel around the world, have days off, see new things, and being paid to do it. I would do it myself, but I'm super afraid of flying, so I'm not gonna turn it into a full-time thing. Next and last on this list is volunteering. This is again not related to studying or working. This is something that you can just choose to do in any stage of your life. This gives you, of course, travel opportunities, but it does give you way better and greater benefits than traveling. However, I wanted to add it on the list because it is an option. Normally, the organizations that you would have to contact to find a place where you could go to volunteer, they would offer you accommodation for free, sometimes even meals. So then again, it wouldn't be too expensive to do it. Alright guys, here we are. This is the end of the list. Thank you so much for watching this, and I truly hope that I managed to inspire someone, at least one person, to pursue one of these experiences. I can definitely say that studying abroad, traveling, living by myself in a different country, being forced to step outside my comfort zone, to make new friends, to meet people, and it's just all of these things have changed me completely as a person, have opened my eyes on so many aspects of life, and these are things that I will forever be grateful for, that I had the opportunity to do it. So I couldn't stress out enough how highly I recommend you to do the same, and definitely trust me, you would not regret your decisions. In case you like this video and in case you're interested to learn more things about each topic, please let me know. I'm thinking about doing like a mini series, taking each of these topics individually and make a separate video of it, together with another person who has already done it. So it would be kind of like an interview type of a setup. So if you're interested in that, please let me know and I'd be happy to film it for you. That's all for now guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you on the next one.